They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, chemo sabe, got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. Hey. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my bullshit.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a cod. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit.
Gotta be ready for when the war starts. Fighting these battles through life got us accumulating war scars. Nothing is given. We going through these curses while we living. We soldiers on the mission until the dead in Christ is risen. I thank the Lord for all the biggins. Most High in Christ for all the fallen soldiers that I didn't mention. For all the fallen sisters too. Through the years trying to fight back the tears cause we missing you. And I never met Kama War, but I hear stories from the brothers. In the truth, he was a dinosaur. And I know one day we all gotta die. I pray I go honorable like Makata's eye. Fighting through these curses to survive. I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers, fighting through these curses to survive. I vow to keep that name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers. It's war at all costs, they killing us off. We holding on to all thoughts, no memories lost.
Till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been the proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm growing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had them niggas spin like a tire, but down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let her fiend for. If this what you want, you best go beast mode. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, me like you don't need exist. And I said, U.P.K made me like this. Bada bing, I popped the least suspect. I start all my crowns, ring and necklace. Do what the men above had taught me. Hey, you say I play too hot, no coffee. I had to change my life like this, yeah. I'm taking life for what it is, yeah. Quit acting blind, you need some lenses. Abiding by the damn scriptures, hey. I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let her fiend for. If this what you want, you best go beast mode. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, me like you don't need exist. And I said, U.P.K made me like this. I've been up, I've been up, I've been up, I've been up. Quit the fuss, show me love, I need love. Don't wanna leave me, yeah. I'm mixing up my damn problems. I'm mixing out all of that violence. If you with me, we on that fly shit. To all these worldly bastards around us, I say, I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend for. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, me like you don't even exist. And I said, U.P.K made me like this.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. We're there on the ends. You know what I mean? The 53rd episode, man. Here with Officer Dam Gabar. You know what I mean? The Captain Prasha soon land. You know what I mean? Officer Quatazar soon land. And you know what I mean? Just make sure you get involved, man, and put the number on the things. One moment. Wait me a second. Give me 1 sec. And make sure you contact the show, man. Any questions you got to bring. Also, you know what I mean? Gentlemen did a powerful clash yesterday in the UK, man. You know, let's give that a hand. Also, today you can contact the show, man. 079 607 46784. 079 607 46784, man. Anything you want to know, anything you want to bring out, anything you want to comment on, just let us know right here in the UK, man, and we'll bring it out for you, man. So what's the biggest thing now in the UK, man? Everyone's talking about football's coming home, man. What do you think, Dunga, if he's coming home? You got no faith? It's like I make it just with the camera a bit for nothing. It's a bit lean. Even black people, man, say football's coming home, and everyone's going crazy about football, man. Everybody wants football to come home, and what's crazy is that they call us. What I mean, us, I mean blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They call us animals, man. And all you gotta do for an oppressor is put a football game on, man, and they go crazy, man. There you go. You should see them in the pubs and chanting and fighting and bar fights and all types of things, man. Drop one of them legs. No, the bottom part of it. Yeah, a bit more. Yeah, 12. Lift the camera up a bit, and it's 12. Yeah, it's good, Baba Shah. That's 12. Turn it a bit. See the banner at the back. It'll be good. Yeah, come on, man. I like what I'm saying, man. They say black people, you're uncivilized and you're animals and all types of stuff. Have you not seen a football game, man? These are fight each other over a game, man. You know what I mean? Bash each other's heads in over a game, man. Beat a man who got a Chelsea t-shirt on. Go to, well, I think one of these countries banned them alive. One of these Spanish countries had to ban England supporters, man, because they were too crazy, man. You know, if you're a black man, or if you're anybody, if you're a British citizen, you should be scared if Britain don't win on Sunday, man. That could cost you your life. Right about now, everyone's so happy and, you know, because England's doing well. Thanks to the 3 black players on their team, man. They're doing well, man. But God forbid they lose that match on Sunday. Damn, it's a wrap, man. You know, who's that coming in the building now? Boy, sir, Shalom, Lord in Christ. So what you say, quarters like football coming home Sunday? What's Boy. I'm having a football man like that too tough, man. But yo, everyone go everywhere I go, man. You're watching the game Sunday. I'm praying that England lose, man. I want them to lose, man. For the oppression that they've done to black people. And in fact, black people are the ones that's carrying the game in the first place, man. We're the reason why you're gone so far, man. So again, we'll see how that goes. And, you know, for the oppressor, I know he wants to win his team and so forth. But again, make sure you call him at 079 607 46784. 079 607 46784, man. And let me know anything you want to bring out, anything on topic, off topic, and we'll bring it out. Also, want a big up to everyone in the chat. Parakia, Sha'ala, Shalom, Tai, Shalom, Three Finger Summit, Shalom, Kamala, Shalom, Nakapaya, Rakal. Anyone, you know, just give us a shout, man, and we'll give you a shout out also in the chat, man. You know what I mean? Just move forward now. So we're going to the first topic, man. So this is some brothers that got locked up in the past. You know when you hear about the Central Park 5, England got something similar to the Central Park 5, man. I think it's called the Stockwell 6. It was 6 brothers that was arrested wrongfully, man, and just recently got released. Just recently got released, man. So we're gonna go into these brothers, man. What happens to black people happens to all black people. It don't just happen to American black people, man. It don't just happen to Spanish black people or black people in Haiti. It happens to all of us, man. And no matter where we are, black people get accused wrongfully, get locked up wrongfully. These police want to solve their cases quickly, man. And who better to solve a case on when it comes to a black man? Imagine you're a policeman and you get paid to solve cases, man. And you want to wrap a case up? Who's the easiest person to wrap a case up on? A black man? They see it as well. No one loves him anyway. He ain't got no family anyway. Let's just wrap it up, and then no one would even miss him, man. No one will miss him, and that's how they see you, black man. Policeman got a job to do, and he'll just pin all this stuff on you and go to bed at night time, sleep well. Not for a second does he think, yo, I just ruined the family, man, because your family ain't a family. Not for a second does he think, yo, I just ruined a life, because your life ain't a life, man. He sees it as well. You're on drugs anyway, man. Who cares, man? Just like with slavery, he separated you in slavery from your family, man. Put your kids on a cotton field and a cane plantation, man, and didn't feel like, yo, I'm ruining someone's family, because you're in a family, man. And they're doing the same thing in England, man. Let's say anything for moving to it. No, sweat. And this is the Stockwell 6. You know what I mean? So this is something that came out, what? Look at the date on that, man. 3 days ago. This ain't no old news, man. You know what I mean? These brothers was locked up for 50 plus years, man. 1972, and only now it's come out that these brothers are innocent, man. And it reads Stockwell 6. 3 men have 1972 convictions squashed by court appeal. Look at that, man. I can't. Anything, man. Surprised me. To my surprise, look at these men. Look at the color they are, man. They're black men. To my surprise, why am I not surprised? Because black people always get wrongfully accused, man. How is it that you're always locking up these black people, but it took you 20, 30 years to find the killers of Stephen Lawrence, man? How is it whenever it comes to black people, you seem to find us and lock us up, man? You're good at your job. But when it comes to locking up the killers of Stephen Lawrence, it takes you 20 years, man. Why is that? Why is it you can't find the killers of Mark Duggan, man? You can't find the killers of Rashad and Charles. When it comes to these oppressors that kill black people or lying on black people, you always seem to find us, man. And look at these brothers, man, went into jail when they was young. And look at that, man, come out as middle-aged men, man. Come out in their 50s, man. Maybe 3 men jailed for alleged attempting to rob a corrupt police officer nearly 50 years ago have their convictions overturned. Courtney Harriet, Paul Green, and Cleveland Davison were arrested after leaving Stockwell Station in 1972. And Stockwell's a place in South London, man. As you know, South London has a big black population, man. And that's why the areas where black people dwell, that's where there's more police, man. Stopping and frisking and bothering black people, man. The trio, part of the so-called Stockwell 6, were jailed largely on evidence from British Transport Police Officer Derek Ridgewell. Its vindication, it was a total stitch-up, Mr. Davison said. And you know what's a stitch-up, man? A stitch-up's a British way for saying a set-up, man. All this was a setup. These policemen got to make out like they're doing their job, man. So what do? They come to the ghetto, man, and bother black kids. You know what I mean? They go home at night and the superintendent asks them, so what have you done today, man? And they go, look, I'd lock up these kids, man. They were smoking weed. They were stealing bikes. Look, they was on the back of scooters, man. Had to lock them up. And they make it like what we do is the most biggest thing in the earth, man. They can't go home. Just like with your job, you can't, every day your boss wants to know what you're doing. And you can't say, I've been doing nothing. You got to make it like you've been doing something, man. So what the police do, they come to the ends and they have a field day, man. Chasing kids around the ghetto, stopping, frisking. And look, it makes them look like they're doing a good job, man. The men, all aged 17 and 20 at the time. Look at that, man. 17 and 20 at the time, man. You know what I was doing at the age of 17 and 20? Having fun, man. And these men were robbed of a childhood, man. Robbed of a childhood, and now they come out the age of grandparents, man. come out at the age of grandparents, miss 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, all them fun stages, man. When you're growing, that transition from a boy into a man, they've missed it, man. They've missed it. Probably can't even drive, man. Probably never even been to college, man. What else are you doing when you're 17, 16? Probably never even been on dates or anything, man. Probably never even been clubbing yet, man. And they were rubbed out of all of that. Why? Because some policeman wants to look like he's doing the job properly, man. And guess what? Because he wants to keep his job, we just got to suffer this. We got to suffer being stitched up, man. Meanwhile, some devil gets to go home at night, man, and lock his eyes and go to sleep with his woman while we're in a prison cell, man. While we banged up behind bars, man. Just so he could keep his job. Just so he could get promoted, man. Just so he can get more rank. They lie on black people, young black people who are 17 and 20, man. Were accused of trying to rob Ridgewell, who was a plain clothes and had previous served in South Rwandan, now Zimbabwe police force. So these men was accused of robbing some South African man. I don't know if the devil or not. Who even cares, man? Let me read on. They were traveling on London's Underground from Stockwell Station in South London when Ridgewell claimed they attempted to rob him before he fought back and arrested them with the team of undercover officers. Corrupt, wicked, and evil. Although each of the 6 pleaded not guilty, 5 were convicted and sent to jail or Borstal, a youth detention center, despite telling jurors that the police officers had lied and subjected them to violence and threats. And that's what these police do, man. Come to your neighborhood and bother you, antagonize you, tell you to go on the wall. As a man, what are you gonna do? Get angry, man, and cuss back. And when you cuss back, that's when they pull out the baton. That's when they pull out the truncheon and the mace and the tasers and lock you up and say, see, I had to take this force because these are animals, man. And this is what they did to brothers, man. Locked them up for 50 years, man. 50 years, man. Damn. You want to say anything before we move on? Locked down for 50 years. And look at this. Meanwhile, let me get there real quick. And no one cares about black people, but they want us to care about this, man. Bear me 1 second. Let me see if we can find it. I feel saying no. But they want you to care about this, man. Look at that. Last week, England had a football match with Germany, man. And England won. And this German girl was crying her eyes out, man. Bawling her eyes out, man. And they raised money for this crying girl, man. They raised, 25,000, man, for this crying girl. Because God forbid a white girl cries, man. Meanwhile, our children cry every day, man. Our children cry because you put our fathers in jail, man, for 50 years for something they didn't do. These brothers here that was locked up for 50 years, you don't think they was crying? If they had kids, I'm pretty sure their kids were crying, man. Our kids cried in slavery, man, and nobody raised £25,000 for us. But God forbid one white woman cries, man, the whole world got stopped, man. Imagine if British people are raising £25,000 for a crying German girl, what would they do for a crying British girl, man? What would they do for a crying English girl, man? And just because this girl lost a football game, just because their country didn't win, man. Just because their country didn't win, everybody raised £25,000 for this one girl, man, because of her tears. And let me tell you something, children cry all the time. So are we going to raise another 25,000 when she cries again? Children cry because they don't want to go to bed. Children cry because they don't like the shoes their mom put on. Children cry because you shout at them, man. Children cry all the time, but when you're white, oh man, it's something to be white, man. Your tears are precious, man. So precious that the public raised 25,000, man. What about all the other children crying, man? What about black children that cry, man? What about black mothers that cry? What about black men that cry, man? Because they're in the prison cell, man. No one cares about them. But this white woman here, come on, man, you can't make her lose a game, man. That's not on, man. Moving on, you would.
And there is £25,000 for her, man. Meanwhile, black people need money and we can't get a penny, man. We're trying to get money and we can't get a penny. You got black men living in rat-infested apartments, man. Rat-infested apartments, living in apartments full of mold and whatnot. Got no money and they can just raise 25,000 like that. I thought England was meant to be in debt. I thought England was running out of money. I guess we ain't running out of money, man. Well, it is. They're only running out of money when it comes to black people, man.
That's right.
When it comes to us, they run out of money. So this girl can get what? £25,000 off a game, man. And the parents said they're going to donate it to what? UNICEF, to charity or something. This is the thing, man. It's only a game, man. She's crying over a game. She's only about what 4 or 5?
Like 4 or 5 or something.
She ain't even going to like football when she grows up, man. They got her 25,000 for free. Meanwhile, we pick cotton and can't even get reparations, man.
That's right.
White people can't even do a GoFundMe to say, you know, okay, we're going to give you black people some reparations back. But for a white girl that cries because Germany lost 2-0, she just gets £25,000. Meanwhile, all the cotton we picked, man, all the cotton we picked, all the cane we cut, we can't even get £1 off that, man. When they abolished slavery, what happened? The slave master got paid. And what did the slaves get? Nothing, man. All they got was something which was called freedom, which we ain't even free, man. They got something which was called freedom, and we ain't even free.
That's right.
And you know you're free once people are raising 25,000 for you. The thing is this, England are supposed to be happy that the Germans are crying, man. England and Germany, their history together, they don't even like each other, man.
That's right.
These two countries don't even like each other. England and Germany, they was warring during World War II, man. Meanwhile, us as black people, we've, never warred with them. We've just let them walk all over us. We've just let them beat us. Meanwhile, a girl from a nation that used to war against the British gets £25,000 for crime, man. Meanwhile, we fought for the British, and the soldiers that fought for the British had to sell their medals, man.
That's right.
They had to sell their medals. Why? Because after the war was finished, there was no work for them, no money for them. So they had to sell their uniform. They had to sell their medals in order to survive of canned food and stuff. That's how they was living. And this little bitch right here, excuse my friends, this little German girl right here, shedded a few tears and got £25,000, man. £25,000. Meanwhile, a man that fought for England got his limbs blown off, risked his life for the mother country. What did he get? Not a penny, man. All he got was go back to the Caribbean. The war's over, go back to the Caribbean. These stories right here should realize that we've never been accepted in this place, man. That's right. That this place would never accept us. Go ahead.
That's correct, man. We fought for the country and get nothing. It's just like, we fought against these same people here. You love the opposition more than you love black people, man. Like General Mohammed brought out yesterday, people hate black people so much that we draw people together, man. Once upon a time in England, it's say no dogs, no Irish, no blacks. And then the Irish and the British hated black people so much they said, you know what? Let's stop beefing, man. Let's come together against the blacks, man. Once upon a time, people say, Pakistanis go home. And the white man and the Pakistanis say, you know what? Let's hate on the blacks. That's how it works. I look at the Germans, man. Black people fought with England against the Germans, man. And in 2021, Britain won't give black people not a cent, not a penny. But Britain will give a white German girl, who's supposed to be an enemy, mind you, 25K, man. It's a luck, yeah. You know, you can buy with 25K. She's set, man. Excuse me, man. We're going to take turns now, man. So again, what was bringing out a couple of weeks ago, man, about white people coming into the rap game, man. These white people are taking over the rap game, man. They're taking over the UK rap game. And plus, on top of that, they're helping each other also. You're talking about, I don't see color. I let everybody into the rap game. If you got skills, you got skills, man. They don't see it that way, man. These white people in the rap game are looking out for each other, man. This is RD. RD went to a shoe shop, man. The man, he saw some Jordan 1s for 150, so he thought there was 150. You feel me? And it was $1,50, you get me? So he's like, Bond, I ain't buying that, man. Meanwhile, he went, I think it's what, number 2 in the charts. He can buy it, but he's sensible, he's smart with his money, he ain't buying silliness with his money. And guess what? Another white rapper bought in them trainers, man. Meanwhile, when Bow Wow went bankrupt, nobody bought him nothing, man. No white man helped him out, man. Our celebrities go broke all the time, and white men don't come and help out us, man. Listen, they are sticking together, man. They want to take over this rap game, man. They want to take over the whole culture, man. Wearing the braids and nowadays, if you're driving and you see a JD billboard, there's a white boy on there, man. It's a white boy modeling that tracksuit that we wear. It's a white woman modeling that tracksuit that we wear. If I'm correct, tracksuits back in the day was seen as chavvy. Tracksuits back in the day was seen as just what to run in. And black people took it and said, nah, man, we're making it stylish, man. And now you can buy tracksuits for damn near $1,000, man. You buy some Dior tracksuits for like what? For damn near what? $5. You know what I mean? A good Dior tracksuit you buy almost for what, $1,000, man. We made it fashionable. Before that, this is chavvy. Oh, look at chavvy tracksuit, man. You're chav, man. Put on some decent clothes, but we made it fashionable now. And now, guess what? On JD, we can't even reap the fruits of our own labor, man. They don't even want us to model the clothes that we made popular, man. You're driving or you go on the JD website or Foot Locker website, man. You see a white guy on there, man, modeling your culture. So we're gonna go into it now anyway. Let me get it over. And listen, had a black man did what he done, we'll be called a bum. We'll be laughed at, man. This man's a rapper that can't afford a pair of shoes. And guess what he gets? He gets sympathy, man. Had that been us, if we could afford a pair of shoes, we'd be laughing stuff, man. We'd be all over the gram. You know what I mean? Carafia couldn't buy a pair of Jordan 1s. This man couldn't afford them, man. And guess what? Everyone heartstrings to pull him, man. Like, oh, man, let's chip in and buy it for him, man. That's how crazy it is, man. So, like, yeah.
I thought you were going to say 170, 17999, 999999. Oh, no, I don't even want to, don't get a dead it. I'm sorry. They're very...
Look at that, man. He wanted to buy some Jordan 1s and he thought, what? I thought it was 179, it was 179999. He knows $1,179. And he goes, you know what, forget it, man. Even talking like us. Dead it. I don't want him no more, man. What kind of you know, I thought rappers meant to be flossing, man. And he wasn't made a laughing stock of. No one laughs him to scorn. Another white, what's their DJ, Charlie Laugh, went and bought it for him, man.
Very nice. They're lovely trainers, mate. But cool. A bag is not the one. I don't
in the left corner is a man called Charlie Laugh, a British DJ, man. Another white man. And this white man here, he owns a company, man, called I.S.U.P.K, man. You know, I've never even tried it, so lucky. I've never tried it yet, man. I can't sell out Ciroc for him, man. I can't do it, man. It looks good though, with all the colors and whatnot, but I ain't done it yet, man. And he buys his brother these trainers, man.
What he did for the guy. I know what it is. You already know it, yeah. 199. Travis Scott. The ones that got left. Oh, that's what the card said. You left something behind. No, big up Charlie, man. Big up you lot, man. Yes. We put them back in and not ruined them before everything. That's hard. You got in the ones you left behind. That's hard.
Fuck it up. And look at that, man. Trying to take over the game. They're helping each other get on top, man. He's getting them all nice and dressed up. Why, black man? Because you're the competitor, man. He wants his white brother to compete with you, man. He wants him right at the top, man. And that's what they're doing, man. You don't even see it, man. One day, rap music is going to be white music, man. One day, all the rappers are going to be white, man. And they're going to say, yo, come out of our culture, man. Because the problem is we're too accepting. We let anybody in our culture, man. We let all nation in our culture. We have a man on our state who's another nation. We're like, oh, it's cool, man. It's from my estate, man. Meanwhile, they don't do the same with us, man. They exclude. That's what we need to do. According to the Bible, we need to exclude people, man. Because they're taking over the whole thing. These white boys now got high tops, man. The women are getting braids, man. Got the nerve to call them Kim Kardashian braids when braids been out long before Kim Kardashian was born, man. And that's the thing, right, man? 2021, man. Let's move on anyway. So another thing, back to the football, man. What you see when Britain got fined for trying to put lasers in a man's eye? Let me show you that these devils take this football serious, man. do you say? I look at that. It says UEFA issued charges against England after laser pointed at a man at Denmark goalie. I look at that, man. They take football serious, man. Find a man for shining what? You can't even find England though, because one of the fans, man, trying to shine a laser in the goalie's eyes, throw him off, trying to throw off the goalie, man. That's how serious they take football, man. But back to what I was saying, they say that we're the animals and we're the beasts and whatnot, man. Would you look at this, man? So the other day, after the same Denmark match, England was all supporting, man. Doing their thing, doing what they do. Everyone laughing, cheering, and the whole nine. And look at this, man. A woman was getting grabbed up by a bag, isn't it? Getting grabbed up by a bagger, man. And she didn't even care, man. They're the animals, man. Just a game. A woman, this same woman will say any other day, listen, I'm not no whore. You can't do that. We'll cry rape. But because of a football game, she dropped her integrity, man. I mean, all these men feel her up, man. Look at that, man. These same women that will cry rape and say, I'm not no whore. Who you think I'm a whore? Just over a football game. Is that how cheap you are? Just for a football game, you allow a man to grab you up, man. All these strangers were grabbing up her tits, man. Excuse my French, man. And she thought it was funny. Didn't even do anything. And that's these devils, man. Over a football game, they'll do anything and turn around and say that us black people got no morals, man. Say that we ain't got no rules, man. They go to a game and endanger kids, man. Kids go with their parents to watch football. Are you endangering the lives of kids throwing bottles and bricks, man, over a football? It's a game. And guess what? The team that's getting paid for it, they ain't endangering their life, man. You ain't getting paid to riot. The team that gets played, they shake hands. They get paid millions, man. When you're fighting, they're on the bus somewhere. But we're the uncivilized ones, man. Excuse me. Can you chime in or are you good?
And there's a next video as well with some woman after the football game. She had her breast out, and do you see when the geezer ran past and started sucking them and ran off? This one, man, and everyone was cheering. And this is how Esau acts after everything, man. Like, obviously, you can't. Why? If you win a football game, can't you just be like, "Yay, we won," and keep it as that, man? What they have to do is start doing some disgusting sex acts, man. Like, how do you tie the two together, man? How does winning a football game mean you have to get naked and exploit yourself and be disgusting, man? This is the thing. British people just want to be disgusting for no reason, man. And they've been locked down for so long that now the lockdown's finally being lifted. What you're going to find is, once the clubs open back, these white women is going to be behaving like that, man. They're going to be having sex with whoever they can have sex with. I'm telling you, this is their nature, man. They're running around naked after a football game. Listen, man, you haven't even won yet. You just won the semi-final, man. You ain't won the finals. They won the quarterfinals and was all naked. They won the semis, was all naked. Esau needs to calm down, man. And they do all these disgusting acts, and we ain't supposed to take part in them. Now, if you watch football, that's fine. You can watch football, but don't behave how our oppressor behaves, man. They don't have no laws to abide by. They don't even keep their own laws of the land, man. They don't even keep their own British laws. They're a disgusting people, man. She's sitting, she's naked, getting fat up by all these random men, and she's gonna go home to her partner that night, and he's gonna laugh at her. She's gonna say, "Oh, well, it is. I got carried away because England won." Listen, man, have some dignity, man.
Look at that again, man. Look at this, man. I couldn't And this is what they consider fun. So it's just a laugh. Just a laugh. This is what they consider fun, man. And this is what black people are not allowed to take part in, man. What they consider fun, like what General Muhammad brought out yesterday, man. Black people want to take part in what the other nations do, man. Black people have become, we become wise to an understanding that we weren't wise to before, man. And the things that black people go through today are the things that we don't do naturally. but we want to be like our oppressor, man, and that's why we act like them. They do that. They say, "I want to have a bit of fun, man. Oh, it's just a bit of fun, just a game. Taking your breast out, making a random man suck on a woman's breast, man. It's a lucky, man. That's crazy as shit, man." But Nakapaya said Chris Eubank's son just died. It's a lucky, man, and nobody even knows about that. You know why? Everybody's too busy raising 25,000 for some crying German girl, man. Some crying German girl, man. Listen, the same German girl would it have been crying? Would it have been crying if the Jamaicans didn't come and how win England in the war, man? She would have been laughing. You know what I mean? That's why everyone don't know about a brother that died, because everyone's worried about someone crying, man. Her tears mean more than Chris Eubank's tears, man. You know, how much sons you got anyway, man? This the one with his main woman or one of his women before? He died. Yo, for real. The Eubank, the boxer one.
This one was a boxer, but not Eubank Jr. Sebastian Eubank. This one, most people probably wouldn't even know it's the son. Yeah. He was in the heavyweight. No, light heavyweight. Eubank Jr. That's the first one you think of.
Damn. Chris Eubank's son drowns in Dubai. Look, drowned. Yeah. Damn. Why did brother drown? You're raising 225K for some crying German, man. And Chris Eubank's son died tragic, man. Boxing legend tells of his devastation as Sebastian is found dead on a beach a month after becoming a father and days before his 30th birthday. And if you're going to cry for anybody, cry for this brother here, man. That's right. Just became a father, man. And now his son or daughter's an orphan already, man. He's an orphan already. You want to cry for anybody. You want to raise 25K for anybody. Raise 25K for Chris Eubank, man. Raise 25K for Sebastian Eubank, man. That's what you should raise money for. Not no crying German girl, man. Some crying. She'll be okay, man. Guess what? She's crying today, but next year, guess what? She can try all again. Her team can try again and try win next year. And the year after that, guess what? Chris Eubank's son can't come out, man. That's right. The Stockwell 6, they don't get another chance, man. The Stockwell 6 were locked up for something that they didn't, a crime that they didn't commit, and they can't get them years back. This devil that you're raising 25K for, her team can try again next year, man. And Germany's a pretty good team. They might even win next year. And if they don't win next year, they could win the year after. But the Stockwell 6, nobody cries for them. And they can't get them years back. They were locked up from the age of 17 to 20, man. I missed all them years, and they can't get them years back, man. It's like I say, which I mean.
And you know what I mean? What's heavy about this as well is that, you know, I'm going to make a statement right here. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are. If you're black or Hispanic, you can't escape the curses of the Lord, man. That's right. With his dad, he has money. And look, his son died young, just like a black man who has a son in Handsworth, man. Right. Just like a black man that has a son in Maasai. We showed us that it doesn't matter who you are. If the Lord ain't with you, you will suffer the same things, man. And we got to be mindful of that. One issue that we have sometimes is we look up to the rich as if nothing can't happen to them, like if they're invincible. And what you just saw in that article right there, it showed you that it doesn't matter who you are, man. In the eyes of the Lord, you can be rich and go through those same curses too, man.
That's correct, man. His brother died, 2 days ago? Or today was it? Today, man. Today, dead, drowned, man. What a tragic death to die, man. Drowned. And the devil, kids cry all the time. Why is it even taken serious, man? Kids cry if you shout too loud. Kids cry for anything, man. But them tears mean something, man. You know why? Because she's an oppressor, man. It's like that.
And also on the back of that, with his father, Chris Eubank, he made England great, man. In the 90s, him and Nigel Benn, they put British boxing on the map. Do you know a fact? In the 90s, a British boxer was seen as a joke. Only a Lennox, a Lewis had respect. But outside of him, it was between a Chris Eubank and a brother from a Kent, whose name is called Nigel Benn.
Right, from Kent?
Yes, from Kent, yeah. And also, he's a good friend of the old white gang called the Essex Boys. He's actually a good friend of them there as well, which is another thing. But yeah, It was them two that put British boxing on the map. They went to America and had big fights. And look, man, all what he's done for England, they couldn't even let all of England know that his son died, man. You mean we know it's online, but you're telling me they can't put the a Euro games on hold and just say, you know what, listen, man, a guy that has contributed to England so much, let's mention his son, man. This man did put British boxing on the map when everyone thought that British boxing was a joke, man. And they can't even give him that respect. We showed you that England doesn't love you, man. That's right. And again, I'm not knocking the brother. I know he's sad right now, but he loves England so much. And what he doesn't understand is that England doesn't love him, man. England don't love him so much. They can't even mention his son, man. They can't even mention the death of his son. And then he gave his life to England, man. Wearing those ridiculous outfits and that. Do you know what I mean? Trying to be as English as he can. And look, England don't love him, man.
That's right. And I think one of his, Christ blessing, I'm not sure what you mean. If you can elaborate a little more. In the interview with Piers Morgan, he goes, what is that? I breathe England. England is me. But England don't care about you, man. I breathe England. I'm everything that England stands for. I'm paraphrasing what he said, man. It's something along that sort, man. Meanwhile, England deported your grandparents, man. England raped your grandparents, man. Made it work for free. And now your son's dead, and England won't even speak about your son, man. After all the work you put in for England, man. You worked hard and fought for England. And guess what England done? Put you on the Piers Morgan show and made a fool out of you, man. Made that like, what they make it like he hates his dad. He's a womanizer. He's a terrible person. That's what England has for black people, man. They ain't got no rewards for black people, man. You want reward black man, you come to the I.S.U.P.K, man. Christ is giving out rewards, man. That's right. Yahweh is giving out crowns, man. I want them, man. I'm gonna get them, man. So Lakia, General Muhammad said, Christ appreciates our work in the I.S.U.P.K, man. He appreciates our work, man. We got a terrible leader that don't appreciate our work. We work hard, and they call us gollywogs and monkeys and coons, man. So Lakia. And that's why this is a country we can't fight for, man. This is a country that we can't give our love to, man. We gotta give our love to our own people, man, and serve a king who deserves our allegiance, man. Someone that actually cares for us. Because the queen, she don't, man. She don't care for us, man. You know what I mean? When the boys saw you good? Well, all right, no sweat. We move on to the next one real quick before we go back. So this is an actor that was working in Grenada. Was it Grenada? And he said he had to leave, man, because his son was getting a bit too Grenada-ish. And I thought, would you look at that, man? It's a lot, yeah.
You know, after doing 4 great years on Guadeloupe, the island where we filmed Death in Paradise, I realized that I really had to get my son to school. He was becoming a bit too Caribbean. He refused to wear shoes and would only drink coconut water and eat pineapple. And you know, he was very good on the beach, but not so good with maths and English. So I decided it was time to get him back into school. So so the show had to go, really. But you know, sort of 6 months later, I'm standing on a film set in a car park in Dagenham, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, thinking, have I made the right decision?
And look at this. This man said, I had to leave Guadeloupe because my son was moving to Caribbean. He said he wasn't good at maths. So he's saying to be Caribbean, you can't be good at maths. So your son couldn't go to a school in Guadeloupe and be good at maths. If your son ain't good at maths, then that's your fault, man. That's your fault. You ain't going over his homework with him. You ain't investing more time in him. It got nothing to do with Caribbean. He said my son was being too Caribbean. Then he explained what being Caribbean is. You know, he was good on the beach, but not so good in school. Implying that black people ain't good in school, man. What's that got to do with anything? If your son ain't good in school, that's your fault, man. You ain't going over his homework. You ain't taking it serious, man. The schools in Guadeloupe, and this man risked his whole career. Stopped shooting him a #1 drama at the time that made him famous. Because guess what? He didn't want his son to end like you, black man. He said, damn that. He looked at you and said, I don't want my son to be like you, man. I need to get him far away from you. Black people are a bad influence. They're terrible. They're horrors. I can't have my son around these people, man. And that's what white people think about black people, man. That's what they think about you. In the Caribbean, there's a culture where men just run around barefoot, man. Like today, our people run around in sliders. And he goes, I can't have my son doing that, man. That's a black thing right there, man. So I had to leave. My son was running around in with no shoes on the beach. And I can't have my son looking like them niggas, man. And that's what they think about you, black man. That's why they come to your neighborhoods, have a wonderful time, come to your club, learn your culture, man. But after like last week, Wang had a ball of a time. He loved spitting, he loved the music, it was fun. But Wang was like, I ain't like these niggas. Them same niggas he went studio with, he went college on the side. Because he's like, I can't like them. It's all fun and games and everything, but I got a plan. These ain't got no plan, man. And that's what they think about you, black man. It's all fun, the attention, the this, the that. But at the end of the day, they go back to their own, man. It's lucky, sir.
No sweat. And on the back of that, you know what I mean? I want to get a definition of a word. You could read it for me. It's apophenia. Now, with us as blacks and Hispanics, this is something that we have and we don't even realize it. If you can read that for me.
Apophenia is a tendency to perceive meaningful connections between unrelated things.
There you go, man. That's what we have. Meaning we make things up in our mind and they're not related. And I will explain what I mean by that. In the West Indies, you see lots of white men there and women. And what do you think? Oh, they like Jamaica. They like the West Indies. No, they don't, man. They don't like you. They're there for the holiday, but they don't like you, man. Right. And that is apophenia right there. Meaning you see things the wrong way, man. You don't see as he's on a holiday. You see as, I see he likes black people, man. He went to Jamaica and he's trying to be his friend. And that's the problem. That is apophenia right there, man. Just because he was in Guadeloupe, he's making money. He's making a film. He doesn't like us when he's there. He's there because he's trying to get rich. And when our culture and how we do things started to affect his son, that's when he had to go, man. He doesn't want his son being like us, man. He doesn't want his son having the same mannerisms we do. And when it reached its a pinnacle, he was like, listen, now we got to go, man. Forget the money. You know what I mean? I don't want my son being like these black people, man. And what do we think? Now there's white people here, man. They love us. You know what I mean? They want to have a good time. And no, they don't, man. They're there either for a holiday or to make money, man. And that's what it is.
And like what you said, sir, it's so deep. He didn't want his son to be black so much that he left money. We work 2 jobs and don't see our sons, and we do it just to feed him, even though we don't see him. Like, you know what, I gotta do it. He was like, damn that. I don't want my son to be like any of these black people, man. I don't want him marrying a black girl. I don't want him eating that Guadalupe food, man. I gotta leave, man. I gotta bounce, man. He turned on one of the biggest series at the time, man. Why? Because they didn't want to be like us, man. Brother in the chat says, the Irish were barred from public places like black people are. Talking both, the Irish were barred from public places like black. Are they the blood of Israel because they're barred? The answer is no. What you don't understand is white people have many, civil wars between each other. They have beefs between each other, man. Look at the history of Jamaica. The Spanish who were white, the British were also white, man. And the British came and conquered the Spanish and took Jamaica for themselves. That's a little internal war, got nothing to do with us, man. That don't mean the Spanish are Israelites, man. And the British hated the Irish. That's some beef between them. The British also hated East Indians, man. When East Indians came to England, it was, Packy go home, piss off back home, take you sorry. To this day, what's his name? Tony Robinson hates Asian people to this day, man. They call him the big Islamophobe. That don't mean they're Israelites, man. There's one set of white people that hate another set of white people, man. Different sets of white people have always been beefing, man. Do some history on the Battle of Normandy, man. Normandy is a place where in France and Britain been beefing for years. The beef so much that, listen, after World War II, France gave America the Statue of Liberty. I wouldn't give England. Look at the 100 Years War. The 100-year war, man, with France and England. The war didn't last 100 years, but it was called the 100 Years War, man. Where, you know that swear word what British people do like this? Because it came from, they will cut the finger off the French longbowmen will cut the finger off, man, so they couldn't pull the bow. So French people, well, British people, like, look, I got mine, and over years, it became a swear, man. That's how much beef there was in, and likewise the Irish, man. The British hated the Irish. The Irish was seen as what, like scum, like scum, man. Look at Irish history. Irish don't really have no prestige history. We see the scum. Then the north part of Ireland went and linked with England. So the Southerners were like, oh, you got some sellouts, man, some coons, man. And that's why they hated the Irish, man. They hated them, but it don't mean that the Irish. I guess what? They hated black people more. That's why in 2021, where's the Irish now? Black people and Irish used to live in the same ghettos, man. Both oppressed, and now just black people alone is there, man. Black people alone is there. And the same with the Africans too, man. Give it 20 more years, the Africans will be gone too. Everyone uses black men to get what? Something better than the bounce, man. You know what I mean? The Irish will be us. Yeah, we got to stay together, man. These white people, man, we got to, you know what I mean? We won. And then they start getting better jobs and they leave us. Who else? The Pakistanis as well. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? We need to be one, man. You know what I mean? We're pressed together, man. Then they get better jobs, they leave us, man. Because all we got is ourselves. The Irish are not Israelites, man. So, like, yeah. Say anything.
Yeah. No, sorry, no, you. Yeah.
And also with the Irish, what you need to realize is the Irish, they was indentured servants to the British. So the Irish, they were servants. So obviously the British didn't really like them, but obviously they took them on as indentured servants, and that's what you would see on the things: no dogs, no British, no Irish. Because what you had was there was a famine in Ireland called the potato famine. So the potato famine in like the 1800s, where the British was receiving donations from other countries to help the Irish, and the British said, nope, we're not going to give it to the Irish. So the Irish starved to death. Like millions, it's estimated that about 1 million of them starved to death. So some of the Irish that was starving, they then fled to North America. Some of them then fled to Britain and other countries, and this is how Irish people ended up in other countries. So the ones that came to Britain, the British didn't like them, and then this is why you got the signs: no dogs, no Irish, because the British looked at them as the lower level scum and whatnot. So the Irish wasn't Israelites. There was just people that, white people who looked at themselves as higher class, look at them ones as lower class. Kind of like today, the white man in Britain looks at the Polish man as disgusting, scum, looking in the skip, taking trash, the thieves, the criminals, the nasty. So what you will have is a British white person don't want to mix with a Polish white person. Why? Because the British believe they're from better stock. So that's all it is. The British believe that they was from better stock than the Irish, because the Irish was in Ireland dying from the potato famine. And listen, the British got tons of donations for that, man. They got so much donations, and they was meant to give it to the Irish, and they didn't. They made them work for it. Imagine money is free for you to survive, and the British say, "Well, you're lazy. You have to work for it." And because they didn't work for it, tons of them died, and that's kind of how the British and the Irish kind of don't like each other till this day. But
okay, and also, and off the back of that, you know, with the Irish that went to America, you know, there's a film you can watch. It's called The Gangs of New York, and in that film, towards the end, there's a scene where in America there was called a draft war, meaning that with everyone they had to join in. So everyone was drafted in to basically help in this a war that America had. And with the Irish, they was also drafted in as well, and they were so upset. Do you know what they did? They started to lynch black people, man. In that film, that is history. That, you know, now I want you to think about this. In America, we don't own nothing. It's the white man that has drafted you in the war, and to Vence, they kill black people, man. That's what the Irish did to us, man. Because they were called in to the draft war and started lynching black people, beating them to death, and doing all those things. So no, Irish are not Israelites, man. And even in America till this day, a lot of the police officers you see, they are of Irish descent, man. Because the Irish didn't have no jobs, again, in the film Gangs of New York, they was all in gangs, fighting. And then what did America do? They gave them jobs as what? Police officers, man. Even to this day, a lot of them have Irish last names, man. McDonald, McGregor, you know what I mean? Names like that. A lot of those American police officers that shoot black people, they are of a Irish descent, man. So no, the Irish are not Israelites, man.
Salakia. Conor McGregor's an Irish man. You have to love him. I can't have that, man. Salakia. Well, other than that, man. Simple as that. Like, again, all it was one race of one group of white people that don't like another one, man. That's what it was. Listen, bad things. The Bible goes in that the curse. It's not, man. What the curse is that black people won't have a land of their own. That is the curse. And guess what? The Irish got a land of their own, man. We got no identity. The Irish got an identity. In fact, some black people even got their last names, man. Some Irish people got involved in the slave trade, man. Some of them will go to Jamaica as travelers, or they go to Jamaica as indentured servants, and then over time, they became slave owners themselves. And the Scottish and the Irish went to Jamaica. Some of them went there as servants to work on a plantation just for money, and ended up getting enough money to be slave owners themselves, man. That's a fact. You can look it up in any slave history, man. And that's the Irish right there, man. They're not Israelites, man. It's like they got their own land. They got names like what Murphy and McGregor and listen. What do we have, man? They ain't our people, man. So lucky, man. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna hand over to Officer Quatazar with his powerful segment of the show with YAHANNA, man.
Boy, sir, this is the Officer Quatazar tuning into On the Ends Radio with the YAHANNA segment. Run that one back for me, Officer. Yeah, man, I've had a hard week this week, you know, man. Get me something powerful, man. I'm ready for them, boy, you know. I'm ready for them, boy, today. What does that say there? Raheem Sterling was savvy, not clinical, in winning his penalty. It's about time England got streetwise. Why, sir? What did I mean about that, man? England got streetwise because Raheem Sterling scored a goal. The rank, the out of order. Boy, the thing that's slick with it, you know. But you know what, fam? We are streetwise. You know why? Because we're in the gutters, man. We're in the slums. We have to be streetwise because we're getting killed left and right, man, even by the oppressor. So that's all right, man. We're streetwise, man. And when we're in the kingdom, we're going to be streetwise as well. We're going to be killing you.
That's right.
You understand? Run the next one. The rank? Any chance, man. Just slick with it, man. Just slide it in there. What does this one say? Man who says he died for 23 minutes described foul hell where demons ripped apart flesh. Boy, sir, let me tell you something, man. That demon was me, man.
That's right.
I was ripping apart your flesh.
That's right.
And you know when that was? That was in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? We're gonna be ripping apart your flesh, you know. The scriptures say, yo, happy is he that dasheth thy little ones against the stones, man. And I'm gonna be busting heads in the kingdom, you know. Right. I don't know about these men because they saying they want to preserve their slaves. Not me. This is therapy for me. I'm gonna be busting heads. Let me tell you something. Run the next one before I lock up the whole on ends. Right. Because yo, I'm ready for this even this week, you know. What does this one say? England fan missed Euro 2020 semi-finals to donate stem cells. Listen, man, you're gonna be donating stem cells in the kingdom of heaven. Let me tell you something, man. Go down a bit. That's the Edomite, isn't it? Yeah. Boy, sir. Listen, you're gonna be donating more than stem cells, man. The earth has to see stem cells. You understand? I'm gonna be reaping the whole earth with your blood. It's gonna be stem cell plantation, man. There's gonna be a plantation full of blood when I'm busting heads. You understand? Run. Let me just tune out before everybody tune out because yo, I'm ready for these heathen this week. You know, this is Officer Quatazar tuning out on the Ends Radio with the YAHANNA segment.
Boy, so Quatazar, listen, that shocked me, man. Raheem Sterling scored a goal and said, yeah, England's getting streetwise, man. Implying that because he's black, he's a roadman or some shit, man. That's a luck, yeah. What's that about, man? Yo, what should I say? Is it Raheem even from the streets like that? He don't look like a real man to me. That's cold, man. Damn. That's mad. A man's got to go with. Yeah, it seems like he's England's getting streetwise, man. Is that the moving? Oh, he saw Raheem styling his hair one day, man. He still had it rocking the perm, man. It kind of broke my heart, isn't it? Raheem, the old throwback picture of Raheem, man, rocking the perm. I couldn't believe it, man. I thought, shit. I'll see if I can find it. Give me 1 minute. Wait, hold on a second.
I don't know. You know, I could have been a footballer. You know. I could have been one. You know. I could have. That's what I'm saying. But I had to. Yeah, I put I.S.U.P.K first. I said the truth comes first. That could have been me playing for England, man. Could have been me playing for England, but I said, you know what? Nah, I'm not winning that. I said I'm not winning them the Euros. It's kind of nah. It looks all right, man. Go back to it. I would personally, I wouldn't have it, but for him, it was greasy. Yo, if your head is the ball with that, grease all on the net. Grease all on the net. If your head is the ball with that. This is Raheem with get me what? Someone online in the comments. Give me, what do you rate this hairstyle from 1 to 10? What do you rate it from 1 to 10? I don't know. It's giving me Elvis Presley vibes, man. And they give you Elvis Presley vibes. It's giving me some Elvis Presley vibes. Come on, online. What we rating this hairstyle? 1 to 10. What we rating it? I'm gonna give it a 0 as well. Still, I'm gonna give it a 0. It's a 0 for me. There's no wrong answer though. Someone online in the comments, what you rating it? Give me a 0 to 10. That's how much?
That's a 5 for FM.
I'm gonna give it a 0. Me. Yeah, it's getting a 0. Christ blessing said -0.00000. I'm saying that gets a. It's true, you know. Christ blessing you onto something, man. It's a -0.00000. It's an Irishman hairstyle. What's it got in there? The whole, and it's got the. I don't understand. It looks stiff at the top as well, isn't it? Is it stiff at the top? Yeah, it looks stiff at the top. Like whatever he's done with it, I don't know. That might be his natural hair. Nah, that ain't his natural hair.
I don't know why I go for Raheem there. Raheem my guy, but fucking hell. You can't. I don't know said you can't do a header with that kind of hairstyle, man. Get a grease up the ball, man. So I go for. It's gonna skim past his head, man. You can't be doing that, man. I don't know why I got there. Raheem love it, but yo, what the fuck, man? That can't run, man. I can't run, not at all, man. So anyway, other news now. I'm going to you're going to JD. What's it called? JME. So the Bible says a man can't date outside his race, man. So what they like to do is get. Well, he's not our brother. Is a Nigerian, but they get these artists, man. These people with great stature and who are famous who say, "Nah, man, you can do it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man." And then people say, "Yeah, you're right, man. You know why? Because JME said so. Because Lin May said so. But God said otherwise, man." So I'm gonna hear what this guy's saying real quick, man. And then Lin May as well. Because people will listen to them like they're the authority of God, and they are not, man. The I.S.U.P.K, man, with the mouthpiece of God, man. And I don't care what they say, but it's love, but culturalism, and I don't give a damn what they say. God said you can't do it, man.
Discussion about, black rappers, they might not be with black women. So how does that make you feel? Because obviously...
Nothing makes me feel nothing, but I can talk about it though. My first girl was Turkish.
Yeah.
In Winchmore. I'm first generation here, mom and dad both born in Nigeria. If they had me in Nigeria, my girl's not gonna be Turkish.
Right.
I'm in Nigeria. The relationships are like gonna be made in the workplace. All them talk, you know what I'm saying? We're in England, fam. You get through puberty, the girls you see, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, we've got much more representation of all races of women. Our kids today, growing up in the UK, they're gonna have a big spectrum. If you fall in love with someone, boy, girl, whatever, if you fall in love with someone and you love them, and someone says, "Oh, you are getting with someone because of their skin," then whoever said that needs to get spinning back fists because what? You're in love with someone. Final word, anyone who gets with a girl because they think it makes them lit. Well, you're either just having fun, let me not judge you, or you're a prick. So yeah, safe.
I thought he was going to say pussy.
No, I don't want to swear.
Look at that, man. Your kids will see that and think, yeah, it's right, man. You can't not get with a girl because of her color, man. It's love, man. And that's garbage, man. I'm gonna tell you what God says about this, man. I don't care what Jamie says. 7 and 3, do try to me. Do try to be 7 and 3. I'm gonna tell you what God says about dating your own race, man. Having sex with your own race, man. I don't care what Jamie says. I don't care how much I don't care how much shows he sells out. I don't care how much sets he's on. I don't care if you got a reload and a forward and a Logan Sama set, man. This is what God said about it, man. Read that down for people, Shah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
This is what God said about the other nations, man. Don't make no covenant with them. A covenant's an agreement, man. What's marriage? An agreement, man. God said also have no marriages with them. Meaning don't have sex with them, man. Don't take their daughters. Don't take their men. So I don't listen. Jamie's not over God, man. Jamie ain't over God, man. Listen, he's not even all that good of an MC to even listen to you, man. Salakia. Don't even Jamie shit. Skepta, I thought with, but Jamie's dead, man. Jamie got that sensible flow, man. That I can't get down with, man. I used to love German whip, but I just skip JME, man. After who comes first? Who comes first? Dan or Big H, man. Now see that them are guys. Jamie just can't get down with, man. So like we got someone to break down Deuteronomy 21 verse 10 and 13. Someone grab that for me, please, Baba Kushar. Christ bless you. Said, can you break down Deuteronomy 21, 10 and 13? Someone grab that from Baba Kushar.
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 10. Come. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive. Read on. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman.
So it says, when you got to war against your enemies and you see a beautiful woman amongst the captives, read on.
And hast a desire unto her, thou thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
So if you take her to wife because it's a beautiful woman, read on.
Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails.
So the reason she will shave her head and pare her nails is why? Because you've just gone through a city and torn up the whole city. So obviously in her hair is going to be blood and ashes and smoke and everything, man. Right. So you should shave her hair and pare her nails before you take her. Why? And she's also mourning for her parents as well. Why? Because you've slaughtered everything in her city, because you've gone to war against your enemies. But people read this and think this is talking about heathens, but we're going to show you that it's not. Read on.
And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her.
And then afterwards she'll take off the raiment of her captivity. Read on.
And shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month.
So then she'll cry for her parents. Why? Because you've gone for a city, slaughtered everyone because it was war. So what she right now is she's what's the word? She's basically she's been through war and she's covered in blood and grit and whatever. So she's traumatized. So she's mourning for her parents because obviously you've slaughtered them. So now go up a few verses where it says all Israel was meant to come out.
Verse 8. Be merciful, O Lord, unto thy people Israel.
Read on.
Whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge.
No. I'd say about 3 or 4.
Verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it shall be that in the city which is next unto the slain man, even the elders of that city shall take an Haifa.
So now, this is what you would do. So now, if someone was killed in the city, someone found a dead body in the city, someone's been killed, and no one knows who's done it, they would go to the closest city to that place to see who it was. So obviously, we was in our land, so they're going through different cities, and all the elders of the city is supposed to come out and put their hands out to say that, yo, we're washing our hands off this man's blood because it wasn't us that done it. All of them are supposed to come out, and then the ones who didn't come out, they would go to war with them. But read on.
Take an Haifa, which have not been wrought with, and which have not drawn in the yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the Haifa unto a rough valley. Down the Haifa.
So it says the elders of that city. So this is talking about Israelites. Read on.
Unto a rough valley, which is neither eared nor sown, and shall strike off the heifer's neck there, the heifer's neck there in the valley.
Read on.
And the priests, the sons of Levi,
and the what?
The sons of Levi.
So now it's talking about the sons of Levi. Why? Because we was in our own land. Read on.
Shall come near, for them the Lord thy God have chosen to minister unto them, and to bless in the name of the Lord, and by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried.
So now the Levites would come out, and they was like what you would say like the police today. So they would come out and make sure everything was all right. They was in charge of all these meetings and whatnot. So someone's been found dead, they're overseeing it. So they're calling all the elders of every city to come out. Read on.
And all the elders of that city that are next unto the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifers that is beheaded in the valley.
It says all the elders of that city should come out who is next to that city of the man which is beheaded. So if it's next to the city of Benjamin, they should come out. If it's next to the city of Judah, they should come out. Read on.
And they shall answer and say, our hands have not shed this blood.
They shall what?
Answer and say, our hands have not shed this blood.
So all the tribes of Israel would come out and say, our hands have not shed this blood. All of them would come out and say, it wasn't us that done it. Read on.
Neither have our eyes seen it.
Read meaning, if you did see it, you'd have to own up. But if you didn't see it, you'd say, neither have our eyes seen it. So you'd wash your hands over it to basically say you're innocent. Read on.
Be merciful, O Lord, unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge.
And now these people are saying, lay not innocent blood on Israel. So these people who didn't do it, they're saying, be merciful unto us. Read on.
And the blood shall be forgiven them.
And the blood shall be forgiven them because it wasn't them. Read on.
So shalt thou put away the guilt of innocent blood from among you.
And if you didn't do it, obviously you got no reason to be guilty because it wasn't you. Read on.
When thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies.
There you go. So now it says, when thou go forth to war against thine enemies. So these enemies was your enemies of Israel. That's what it was. So if you went, and this happened in the scriptures. You see when Benjamin became homosexuals. So lucky. You see when Benjamin became homosexuals, all the other tribes went to war against Benjamin. So that's what it was. So the beautiful captives of what? The tribe of Benjamin, men would have took. Why? Because all the Benjamites would have been dead. So that's all it was. Obviously, it was a war between us. We went to war with each other. Whoever loses the war, the other tribes would take their women and take them as wives. And that's all it was. So nowhere in the Bible does it say you can marry heathens, man. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you can marry heathens, because people read this and think, oh, if I see a beautiful woman of the captives, I can marry her. This was talking about Israelite women, because this was what? Us that was going to war with each other. Right. So it would have been like Benjamin going to war with Judah. Now, if Judah lost the war, what would happen? The women would be alive and Benjamin would take them women and make them wives, man. Right. And that's all it was. So the beautiful captives was Israelite women whose fathers were dead, whose brothers were dead, and they took them and made them their wives. That's all it was. Reading is anyone that we covered most of it. All right, then that's all that's talking about. Ain't talking about white women and Chinese women. Nowhere in the Bible can you ever marry a white woman or Chinese woman. If you go to war with them, you can't marry them. You know why? Because like what we just read in Deuteronomy 7, the Lord said, make no covenant with them, but smite them. That's right. Now you go to war with heathens, we was meant to smite them, man. But obviously, The Lord's leaving that sense of brotherhood in there. These women ain't got no men to take care of them. So what do? Take these sisters under your wing and marry them, man. That's right. That's what you do, which is brotherhood. So that's all that scripture was talking about. But obviously, I understand when we all read it as Christians, it sounds like this means marry Chinese women, marry Ethiopian women. So then you want to go to war with Ethiopians for the women. It ain't talking about that. So it's a lot. Ain't talking about that. So this is talking about Israelite women. So that's what it's talking about.
So give me number 25. Could be number 25.
And also to add on to that, it says if you see a captive in England, the white woman is not a captive, man.
That's right.
She's free in England. Indians are free in England, man. Chinese women are free in England. So it shows that people will find any excuse to marry another nation. They're not even captives, man.
That's right.
You mean you're using that verse? I'm saying it in a generic way, but that verse ain't saying what you're saying, man.
Number 25, back 7.
Numbers 25 and verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And when he went after the man of Israel into the tent, thrust them both through.
That lets you know that the Lord doesn't deal with what we call today interracial relationships, man. This man brought a Midianite, a woman, into his tent, and that Levite thrust them both through, man. Showing you what that. Remember, with the Levites, they execute the law, man. And that priest knew what that man did was a sin, and he put him to death, showing you that interracial marriages in the Bible, God is against it, man.
Come on, can't look at that, man. So I've got one mic today, it's luck, it's passing the mic. 2 mics are working, bear with us, man. We get set up for next week. But look at that, man. That shows you that, listen, the Lord ain't for interracial marriages, man. The Bible don't contradict itself. Why would the Lord say you can do it? And then in this chapter, this woman got juked twice, man. It's a luck, yeah. She had 2 times. This woman got 2 types of juke, man. The man, it goes, he put the javelin through her, through her and his belly. Meaning what? They was having sex, man. So why would the Lord say you can do something and punish this man for doing it, man? Why you don't understand the Bible, man? Right. What you're reading in Deuteronomy chapter 10, it's talking about civil wars, man. David had many of them. David fought against the house of Benjamin all the time, man. And when you win that war, there's sisters that are left that you can marry. And that's why the Bible's so great and so beautiful. Even in war, the Lord still got brotherhood, man. He's still saying, you know, you kill these wicked bros, but you know what? Still look after their women, man. Still marry these women, man. Because what will people think? Well, you know, these are the women of wicked men. What should we do with them? And the Lord's saying, marry them, man. If you see one and you find her attractive, just marry her, man. But before you do that, make sure she's clean first, man. Cut her hair off, get all the guts and blood out of her hair, get the guts and blood off her nails, and let her mourn her family first, man. That's how merciful the Lord is, man. Imagine your family's being killed and the man saying, yo, come, man, let's have sex, man. You know, they're like, nah. They say, let her clean first and mourn her family for how much days? 10 days, I can't remember. Then you can go into her, man. When it says your enemies, there's been times in the Bible where Israel have been enemies to Israelites, man. When the Bible says love your enemies as you love yourself, it's not talking about other nations. And likewise, in this chapter also, man, you better read the book of what's called Chronicles and the book of Kings, man. Israel been fighting each other, man. And this is the brother. Even in war, we still got brotherhood, man. But anyway,
and the reason you know you can't interracial marriages, why? Because once the war with Benjamin, once we lost it, all the tribes made the oath to the Lord that we're not going to give Benjamin our daughters to wife, man. Now, if we could marry heathens there, they said, you know what, we've made that oath, go marry some heathens. They didn't say that, man. They said, what you do is you go there and then you just go get these women yourself, man. On about the sisters, you know, when they went to that party. So listen, if we could marry heathens, they would have just said, you know what, we've made an oath to the Lord that we're not going to give you our daughters, so you can go marry heathens. They didn't say that, man. They said, what you do, you pull upon them. What else they doing? Dancing. Yeah, they go there. They said you pull upon them women, man, and you draw them, man, on about sisters. Whereas if you could marry heathens, they would have just said, Go to England, man. Just go to England, go to Ireland or wherever, and get you some white women. They didn't say that, man, because they understood you can only marry your own race of people. So that's why they said you go and get some sisters from there, man.
Yeah, and also, just on the back of that video we watched, you know, why would you believe what Jamie has to say, man? He wasn't even convinced in himself. He's kind of like, you know, they're just dickheads. You meaning you're trying to convince yourself that it's fine, man. Meaning, even deep down, you know that he knows that he should be with a woman of his own nationality, man. But guess what? He's fighting it, man. And in that interview, you see how nervous he is, man. You see how he doesn't really like to even talk about it. We showed you that subconsciously, even he knows that interracial marriages, they're wrong. Or he wouldn't be acting the way he was, man.
On the back of that, man. So we got Jamie. I we got another clown as well, man. Lin May, man. So lucky dungle boy. Don't grit your teeth, man. No, you compose yourself.
Raised said, why would you want to date the people who destroyed your people? This is another thing that I think is complete ignorance. I'll be honest, it's complete ignorance. We're not going to get into it too much, but first of all, not every white person's ancestor was a slave owner. Not every white person's ancestor, you know, was wealthy or benefited off the backs of black people. And there's a lot of white people now that fight hard and disagree with the racism that's going on. So if you happen to meet a white person and they understand and you love them and they respect those things, then there's nothing wrong with that. You can't just look at a white person and say, your people destroyed my people. To me, that doesn't really make any sense, because in the same breath, I can say,
it makes sense to me. White people destroy black people, man. And she's right. Not every white person was a slave owner, but every white person benefited from slavery. Every last one of them, man. If you're a white man and you're using the NHS to get free healthcare, you're benefiting from slavery, man. If you're a white man with a bank account, you are benefiting from slavery, man. If you're a white man with free housing or anything, you are benefiting from slavery. Not all white people were slave owners, man, but every white person benefited from the money that black people brought into this country, man. Every last one of them. Look at the city of Liverpool. If you're a white man living in Liverpool, black men are the reason why you got a new dock, man. We're the reason why you got nice, smooth roads, man. We're the reason why you got traffic lights and your city so lit up and got all this technology. We're the reason why your country can roll out what's it called? The AstraZeneca COVID vaccine, man. Because the money that black people cut cane with and pick cotton with, man. So she don't know what she's on about. Not all black people benefit from slavery. All white people benefit from slavery. Every last one of them, man. Not all of them were slave owners, but every last one of them benefited from slavery. I said it, man. If you're a white man with a bank account, if you're a white man that can drive on these roads, if you're a white man that can even get a job, man, we hooked it up for you, man. RD, you benefited from slavery, man. You benefit from the culture of black people, man. Every last one of them, man. So this sister don't know what she's talking about, man. She's with white people too much, man. Anyone want to chime real quick?
And again, like, just like the video with JME, with her, Lin May, it's the same thing. She's not even confident when she's even trying to break it down, man. Which means that, you know, you're talking nonsense. You know it, just that you're trying to convince yourself as you're trying to break it down that, you know, when they didn't do this, like, you were trying to convince yourself. Why? Because you know it's a lie, man. That's right. You know that all white people have benefited off us, man. Financially, economically, even for them just being in England, it benefited them, man. That's right. They had money that other countries don't have. It's common sense that white people have benefited off the backs of us. And what hurts her is, you know what I mean? She probably likes a white man. And anytime a black man says that, it hurts her. And that's why when they get on these interviews, they really want to vent at you, like, you know, you say this, and it's so ignorant. Well, listen, why don't you say it to us, man? Why try and, you know, say on some interview, say it to us, but you know what? You don't want the answer, man. You know, you say it to the I.S.U.P.K, we will answer you, man. And you know that we are right. That's why you ignore men like us and then vent on these interviews where the person who's doing the interview, they couldn't care less, man. But in here, we care about blacks and Hispanics, and we will answer you accordingly, man.
And then, let me say something. Let me say something, man. If you're a white man in England right now, you benefit from slavery. From the poor one to the rich one to the middle class one. You know why? Because you ain't speaking Deutsch. You are not speaking the language of the Germans, man. And do you know why you're not speaking the language of the Germans? Because the Caribbean soldiers came and helped you win your World War I and II. And how do we help you win your World War I and II? Is because you enslaved black people and made us a colony of England, man. So every last one of you benefited from slavery, man. You slaved black people, we became your colony, therefore we fought in your army, and therefore you're not speaking Deutsch today, man. Therefore the Nazis didn't come and take over England, so you did benefit from slavery. Every last white man benefited from the backs of black people, man. It's like you don't go.
Oh yeah, Christ blessing. Obviously with Moses, he got his wife before the truth. Moses got the Ethiopian woman before it wasn't the truth, like so many other people do. But back to Lin May, man. Lin May always got these wild opinions, man. Imagine a man that wants to be with his own race. What does she call it? Ignorant. She said he's imagine a man saying, well, I can't be with white people because, you know, they brutalize my people. She's saying we're ignorant. What's ignorant is her not being in the kitchen making me dumplings from scratch, man. That's what ignorant is, man. Lin May not being in the country, in the kitchen, man. Lin May not making use of that stove top, man. That's what's ignorant. And this is the thing, man. Now she's got a little platform. She thinks she's special, man. When her platform should be the quick kitchen quarters, I was lucky. Her platform, the kitchen's her platform, man. Them pots and them pans, man. She's supposed to work that cooker, all the seasonings, but instead, you give her a platform to run her mouth on Instagram, man. Run her mouth on Instagram, when she should just find her way in the kitchen, man. And guess what? A man will love her for it, man. A man will love her for it instead of people phoning him, oh, your woman's on one again on the internet. Who cares about Lin May's opinion, man? What we care about from Lin May is if them dumplings taste apart, man. If you put the right amount of salt in them dumplings, man. Yeah. It's just put the right amount of cornmeal in there, man. If she's cooked it on the right degrees, man. If she's got the oil at the right temperature, that's what we care about, man. That's what we care about. We don't want our dumplings with cracks in there. That's ignorant, man. You giving us dumplings with cracks in there, that's ignorant. You having the oil too high, that's ignorant, man. That's what ignorant is. Don't listen to Lin May and her garbage. Yeah, man, lucky, man. Officer Quazan, man. I have to jump in on this one, you know. Because you know why? I swear down 2 weeks ago, Dungabar already told her to shut her about, you know. And she's not listening, you know. She needs to just shut her mouth, man. What's wrong with her, man? Listen, man, we teach her to cook dumplings in the I.S.U.P.K, you know. Teach her to cook the good food, man. Yo, when the holy convocations come on, listen, we're eating good, you know. So listen, man, come in the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general YAHANNA, man. Teach her to cook good food, man. Salakia.
And so one last thing, like, why would you be upset if a black man wants his own, man? You know what I mean? This is something that she doesn't get. In relationships, if you want them to work, Lin May, if you want them to work, you know what I mean? It makes sense that you're with someone who you can relate to. If you're with a white woman, you cannot relate to her. I don't care how much bashment she listens to. You two can't relate to each other, man. And that's something that she doesn't get. You want to know the issue with her? She's never had a long-term relationship, man. That's right. That's why she finds it ignorant when a black man wants his own. You want to know why? Because that black man wants to make it work, man. That's right. He'd rather be with someone who we can relate to, man. And had the same upbringing as well. But with her, you know, she doesn't know about relationships. That's why she believes, well, just get with who you want, because she's not planning on making nothing work, man. You know what I mean? I don't know her, but let's find out if she's been with a man for longer than 3 years, man. You know what I mean? A year and a half, man. You know what I mean? Even 6 months. And that's why she calls a black man loving his own ignorant, because she ain't been with no one long term anyway, man.
I couldn't say it better myself, man. Couldn't say it better myself, you know what I mean? But again, for everyone for coming in, showing the support, showing the love, man. You also got class, tomorrow? Sabbath service, 11 a.m. And when's the next feast day? Nobody know? 6th September. Make sure you come down to that also, man. Also, big shalom Sawada to General Muhammad doing clash yesterday, man. A big shalom to all the cities that came down. Manchester, you guys came down. Nottingham came down. Leicester came down. London come down. Big shout outs for all the sisters, man, that cooked them lamb chops, man. Who bought us the lamb chops, man? Someone, I don't even know, but someone, with lamb chops in the lamb in there, man. I'm tripping. I don't know. I think there was anyway. There wasn't it. The rice, the this, the that. It's a little bit you can learn from these sisters, man. They could put you on, man. They could put you on, man. Seriously. You know, we had to all the sisters in the UPK. Every last one, man. Love all of them, man. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Commander YAHANNA, man. And we'll be here again next week, Friday, 9 to 11 on the ends again, man. Shalom.
Gotta be ready for when the war starts. Fight